At the beginning of American Beauty, the main character Lester Burnham is disillusioned with his life. At home, he and his wife hate each other, while his teenage daughter cannot stand either of them. At work, he is stuck in a boring and meaningless job writing for a media magazine.
And in a way, I'm dead already.
The first scene we will look at appears early on in the movie. In this scene, Lester is meeting with Brad, his company's new efficiency expert. Brad is telling him that his work is not up to standard and that his job is at risk.
I'm trying to level with you. This is your one chance to save your job.
What's interesting here is how differently the two men are presented. Let's look at Lester first. As this is a wide shot, Lester occupies a small portion of the frame, and because this shot is also a high-angle shot, he looks even smaller. He is in the middle of a mostly empty room, totally exposed. He is slouching in a chair, his body language sending a message of weakness and resignation, and his facial expression shows his exasperation and frustration. In terms of decor and lighting, the room itself is ugly, utilitarian, dimly lit, poorly decorated, and awfully dull and gray. Behind Lester, there is a dying potted plant stuck in a corner and a painting that is too small for the wall. The ugly decor reveals what kind of company Lester works for, one that sucks the life out of its employees. In terms of composition, the framing of the shot is ugly as well. Lester is positioned in the center bottom of the frame, which is a strange place to put the main subject. There's far too much headroom above him. His feet seem to be cut off, and above him, a ceiling light juts down into the frame. It's an ugly shot in an ugly, dark room, a kind of visual manifestation of Lester's dissatisfaction with his empty and meaningless life. Now, let's look at Brad. Here the shot is a mid-shot. Brad occupies a large portion of the frame. The low-angle mid-shot emphasizes his position of power, especially when juxtaposed with the high-angle wide shot of Lester that we just looked at. Visually, Brad is presented as being dominant. His posture is straight, he is younger, he is dressed more fashionably, and his facial expressions reveal smugness and contempt. Behind him, the vertical Venetian blinds create a visual pattern that calls to mind the bars of a jail cell or cage. To Lester, his job is like a prison. And note the props around Brad, his desk, his large, brightly shining nameplate, the gold pens, the picture and its frame, the Venetian blinds. Almost everything is straight edges, angles, and points. Everything is hard, sharp, threatening. In short, the visual elements in this scene work together to emphasize three things. First, Brad's dominance over Lester. Second, the soul-destroying nature of their workplace. And third, Lester's hopelessness and vulnerability.
Exactly.